G'day Internet, it's your favorite weirdo, Moonlight Mess, and today I want to talk about dads. Specifically, my dad. So, before we get into this, let's just cover a couple bases. Number one, yes, my dad is Australian. Number two, he will tell you he doesn't have the accent. Everyone else does. Number three, yes, I can do the accent when I want. I taught myself not to talk with an accent at all. Between my mom's southern twang and my dad's Australian accent, I taught myself to speak with no accent at all because I was made fun of in preschool for going in and saying, "G'day, y'all." So yes, let's get that out of the way. I'm also an Australian mum with a U. No, my child does not have a speech impediment. No, we are not misspelling it. So my dad, Mr. Science guy, he was like my own personal Bill Nye. I remember once he and my mom got into like this huge fight because we were little and she was off doing something and he's like, "Hey, let's do one of those baking soda volcano things in the kitchen. It won't be that big of a deal." But my mom was like super meticulous and my dad was that like, "Let's make a mess and have fun" kind of guy. But yeah, that's what he did with like me and my toddler sisters, all like under 5. Okay, maybe 6. And the math wasn't mathing. All under 6. And we're doing like, little volcanoes in the kitchen and stuff like that. He once drove me up to this huge hiking trail way up in the mountains just because there was like a low-hanging cloud and we got to be in a cloud. I remember him putting him on my shoulders just so he could just run around a little bit, in this clearing in the woods, like, "You've got your head in the clouds, you've got your head in the clouds," and was just being silly. What was my Australian dad like? If you've seen Bluey, Bandit, just make him a little bit more theatrical. My dad would just drop dead in the middle of the grocery store. He didn't care. His favorite thing was to do what he called the dad dance, which was him discoing very badly and start bringing attention to, "This is my daughter. She's embarrassed because she thinks I'm a bad dancer. Doesn't matter that she's won trophies for her competitions. I'm going to embarrass her by doing the dad dance." And this is what I grew up with. So go ahead, try and roll your intimidation. It ain't gonna work. I've already been mortally embarrassed by my own father. Can't do nothing to me, babes. One of my favorite memories, though, was, sorry, that was bugging me. So my dad was really into whatever the study of like the actual stars is. I always get like astrology and astronomy mixed up. I am the Taurus, look at the star chart kind of one. My dad is the look through the telescope and Jupiter seems to be a little bit closer to Earth today than it would, that kind of one. I don't remember which one it is. So my dad would take us out and teach us whatever we would pay attention to because we were all under 10 before he and my mom got divorced. So we're like little. And somehow I remember retaining this information. I guess just because he and his friends, like, unless it was something, like we shouldn't be knowing about, they just talked about regular adult stuff in front of us. And, like, what's planetary alignment? Well, let me show you. And I just grew up with, there was an answer for everything that happened. And if you didn't know what the answer was, let's go find it. I don't know the answer to that. Let's go to the library and get some books on stuff. I was raised with fact checking. That's going to be like an ancient word some people might need to look up. Fact checking. But my dad really liked teaching us all sorts of different stuff about science, particularly the sky. Because he's Australian. Did you know that the stars in the sky in Australia are different than the ones we see in America? I didn't until I went there, and I was embarrassed to say I was in high school when I realized that the stars were different on different. Yep. pretty intelligent, but I don't always look it. And sometimes I do things that really make it questionable. Anyway, so there was this big meteor shower, and he was excited about it. And it was supposed to be one of the, I don't remember much. I was little. Maybe he was exaggerating. I don't know if these are like actual facts, okay? So you got to think back when dads, I call them magical dad or grandpa lies, you know, like the stuff you tell your kids to get them excited about something, and it's not necessarily the truth, but it's not like an outright lie. It's just sort of like a little like whimsical fun sort of thing, you know, like, wow, where did this quarter come from? Oh, a fairy must have left it in the garden for you. That kind of stuff. Magical dad lies. So I don't know if this is like, you know, data accurate or not, but there was this meteor shower, and it was supposed to be one of the biggest meteor showers on record, and it was supposed to be once every like 150, 200 years or something. Like I remember my dad specifically saying, you're only going to see this once in your lifetime, and you'll regret it if you miss it. And every time there's like a once in a lifetime sky stars event, I hear my dad's voice. It's once in a lifetime event. You're going to regret it if you don't see this. And now that I'm thinking about making fun of my dad, like I can't make fun of him right. I have a whole voice for when I make fun of my dad. You'll hear it when I relax a little bit. Hey, Dad. If I didn't make fun of him and embarrass him. I mean, after all the years of high school, like, it's your turn now. Although, in all fairness, I probably did that to you more than enough when I was a toddler. I wasn't easy, but I was an adventure. So it was like a once in a lifetime event, and it was supposed to be huge, and it was the middle of the night. You know, we're all under 10. He's still married to my mom, because I remember him like frantically scooping me and my sisters up. Like, we're still in our pajamas. He's just wrapping us up in like our comforter and blankets and everything, and like just taking us outside in like a bundle and setting us down on like another blanket he had set up. He had like this giant thermos and little mini cups for hot chocolate, and he was talking to us about this meteor shower. So I remember being under 10 is a bit, under 10 and over 5 is the best I can tell you. And I mean, it was boring because it didn't happen right away, but I remember sitting in the cold with my dad and my sisters, and we're all wrapped up in our different little comforters and stuff. My dad's got like one big giant blanket that he stole off the living room couch to put around all of us. We're drinking hot chocolate like we're having a tea party. And he's telling us about this meteor shower thing, and then the whole sky lights up in glitter. Maybe that's what my dad recollects as well. I don't know. I just remember seeing natural glitter, like glitter. It wasn't like, oh, a shooting star. It was just the whole sky erupted into like this sparkling diamond powder. It was gorgeous. A once in a lifetime event that I'm really glad I got to see, because my dad was eccentric and took us all outside in the middle of winter to watch this meteor shower. But it's one of my favorite memories, and part of the reason why I always look up to the sky is because of my dad. He also taught me a lot of life skills with video games, but that is for another time. So in the meantime, friends, remember to stay weird and always take dance breaks.